normal. Beta HCG is definitely elevated. It's normal to 5%. This LD is a little bit elevated.
Okay. Normal beta HCG in a man is less than 2.
Oh, less than 2. Okay.
That's way up.
Okay.
His CT scan comes back, there is no bulky nodal disease as such. I will just give you this demonstrative image from there, and then we'll go from there. How does testis cancer usually spread?
So generally it is lymphatic spread, except for chorleo.
Okay. Which is what's right?
Hematology.
Okay. And then what is the most likely destination on the right side?
So the right sided, you mean the nodal disease?
What's the landing
So
zone?
the landing zone is your inner aortic cable nodes.
And on the left side?
The pre-aortic and para-aortic.
So, okay, good. The left aortic node. So show me on this diagram which ones those are.
Okay, so
So the right side.
right side is, well, it's big, intra-aortic cable.
Yeah.
And then left side, I guess, pre and para-aortic.
So which numbers are we talking about?
3 for the right side, and then 4 and 5.
That's very good. I'm impressed. That's very good. All right, Gabby, your turn. All right, so what's the next step in this gentleman's management now that we have labs and imaging complete and there's nothing unusual except for we have the tumor markers, there's nothing on the CT scan shows bulky metastasis.
So the next step is to do a radical orchiectomy.
Is that the next step for sure? Do you want to think about that for a second before Dr. Rhodes says something?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Oh, you want to think a little bit more. What's the next step before you do a radical inguinal orchiectomy?
Talk about future.
Oh, yes, you want to counsel them infertility
Right.
counseling and see
Right.
if they want to bank sperm.
Right.
Use.
I wouldn't have actually counseled them about that. Because the other question I was going to ask is, an even more important question, did you have to wait for the CT scan, the chest X-ray, the
No.
markers, all
So
that
I
kind
think
of stuff?
actually
No. So
typically.
just to make the point, you don't have to have all that stuff before you do an orchiectomy, so it's not just it's nice.
All right.
Oh, you can, sure.
Now the next step, that we talked about that, what is the next step
I'll go
now?
back to see what you'd written down.
Sure. So,
Yeah, but you see the after chemo, but the chemo only happens once you've done the orchiectomy, you've got your path and all that kind of stuff. So you've got time to do that.
you do, but you should at least have the conversation starting in advance.
That's true, yeah.
They're gonna be,
It doesn't hurt to begin the conversation.
No.
Yeah.
But,
No.
especially this guy has some markers.
certainly because as urologists, we get called to begin the conversation 5 minutes before we start chemo, and that's never appropriate, so we should at least start that as early as possible. Yeah, exactly. What for those in New England is really not open. Okay. Yeah, they don't really want to, yeah, all right. Now what's the next step?
Radical orchiectomy.
Okay, how do you do it?
You do
Don't
inguinal.
look at it, just tell me. Describe it to
Inguinal
me.
incision. So you want high ligation of the pores, so at the level of the internal ring.
Start